Blessings, everyone. So good to be with you all through all the various etheric platforms. I am recording on my phone in my car. I've been meaning to sit down on the microphones yet again to record a podcast for you all, with you all. But time continues to be interesting and life continues to be very, very full. So I decided to just hop on now in a moment of inspiration. It's a very full day, but I've got a gap. And I'm going to let it be a gap that I record and connect with you all. So whether you're on the podcast platform via Spotify or iTunes or other audio platforms, or you're with me via video on YouTube or our newest platform, Substack. So I'm putting it on everything and whatever platform you are on. Thank you for joining me and thank you for your continued support. This does feel like a really earnest, deep moment of inspiration and ease and well-being in my body that I'm feeling really good about and also feel really inspired to share with you all, because we're all, as Ram Dass kept beautifully saying, we're all just walking each other home. So the health journey of my life continues to be refined, and just lately some real big pennies have dropped. I've just written a Substack article actually that's going to really complement this podcast nicely, and I've titled it Confessions of a Supplement Addict. And I really have been a supplement addict for so long. I think naturally it's in my composition to be an addict of something. And yeah, since my teens, after getting over some pretty bad addictive behaviors, I relayed those addictions onto health and fitness and supplements. So back when I was 18, getting into health and fitness, personal training, bodybuilding, I was addicted. I was addicted to working out. I was addicted to protein powders and supplements. Then a little bit later after that, the yoga came in. And through virtuous moral choice and just trying to be a good yogi, I became a vegetarian, which was a great time. It was a beautiful time, a very healthy time. But during that time, I did hit bouts of adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue, in which my naturopath at the time, great, wise man in Canada while I was living in Canada, helped me a lot. But I did get on this really, through his prescription, a big comprehensive supplement stack to address the chronic fatigue. So that then started this new addiction. Addiction to supplements. And oh my goodness, I would just lay them all out and I would pop them every day. And I do feel it helped my healing from adrenal fatigue, from chronic fatigue. But boy, oh boy, looking back at those vegetarian and at some point some raw vegan times, and it was a very inflammatory lifestyle. Even though I was cleansing and doing the yogic thing, and it was a beautiful time, very healthy on some levels. These synthetic supplements, encapsulated and wrapped in whatnot, in combination with vegan meats and tofus and tempehs and sauces, and there's a lot of processed stuff from all around the world. And I really think it was scrambling my system. It was confusing my system. And I share this publicly because potentially it'll inspire and further support your lifestyle. Because I really do think optimum health can be way simpler than I thought. And I know some of you, Jo's been onto this for a long time. She's just been very, very beautifully patient with me as I go through different phases of health and wellness. But she's always lived by this very just simple, you could say Taoist flow. Whereas I tend to be much more extreme and bring in every biohack you can think of and every supplement you can think of. And it's all good intentions, but wow, if I look back at how much I have spent on supplements, it's a lot. It's a lot. So through the work of Dr. Jack Kruse and dear friend Heath Daly, and just maybe I'm a slow learner, I don't know, but definitely I've been stubborn in this regard. I mean, some of this stuff is very full circle, and don't mind me as I just talk as I think, as I generate some natural insight and just share. But some of it is full circle that was brought in, 15 to 18 years ago, some of it. But I was still not really tuned in to where I'm about to go with this, of this Dr. Jack Kruse wisdom, Heath Daly wisdom of tuning into the intelligence of light. Okay? Tuning into the intelligence of our biology, of light, and really getting our metabolic health tuned in, and the health of our mitochondria. So, if we are loading up the body with all these synthetic supplements and medicines, and you combine that with not grounding, skin to earth contact regularly, an out of whack circadian rhythm, so we're not tuned into sunset, sunrise, healthy light exposure, our body is confused. And I really do think my body has been confused. Thank goodness for the yoga practice of just being able to regulate everything through the yoga practice and come back to center. I really do feel if it wasn't for that, I'd be quite a mess. Healthy on the surface, because I've always done healthy things, but beyond the surface, in my cells, this inner confusion, not aligning with these rhythms of light. And I'm still learning. I'm no expert on this, and I'll never claim to be, but experientially, I feel like within my own body, I'm cracking some codes and deepening my relationship with my body, which is a continuum. It continues. Something that I do feel has helped burn through some stubborn addictions. I was stubbornly addicted to these supplements, which is funny to say, but because of course they're not addictive or habit forming, but anything can be. Anything can be. So I really do feel tea, and to some of you this is going to sound funny, but to some others of you, you're going to really get what I'm saying. So for a few years I've had a bit of a tea practice, but just the last couple years it's gone to another level of really tuning into the medicine of tea, the Tao, the way of tea. So each morning I'll sit with, so I'll go for my barefoot walk, which is medicine. So I'll just lay out my my morning rhythm, which I know I've done in a previous Substack article and my previous podcast where I was talking about light, water, magnetism. But this has really helped me. So barefoot on the earth as I take the dog for a walk. Right now, getting into the winter months, it's still dark, but you just start to get that rising sun, that light coming through. That has been huge. Okay, so feet on the earth, that discharge out of inflammation, tension, just a residue of stagnation from sleeping. Walking barefoot on the earth, light through the eyes that morning, light through the eyes. And then if I'm onto it, come home, Agnihotra, which is that all about, this has been huge. So tea ceremony, Agnihotra, grounding, tuning into healthy light exposure, connection to sunlight and red light. It's been huge. So the combination. So when I've got the timing right, I sit, do my Agnihotra. Girls aren't even awake yet. I'll go and start to prepare my tea, which is a continuum of meditation. This is all just a beautiful morning flow of meditation. Haven't turned on the phone yet. It's a beautiful sacred time. No technology, no phone. I love it. Start to pour my tea. Jo's been playing her guitar, which she just loves. It's so beautiful to watch her just fall in love with the guitar. So she's doing that while I'm going for a walk and doing all my things. And then we come together, start to get the girls up, having my tea. Jo's having her chai. We start to wake the girls up. And I really have felt this just time with the tea. Blood purifying, but also purifying for the mind, fortifying a natural sense of accountability and honesty. Again, it works in a subtle way, in a mysterious way, and it's accumulative. Each morning with that tea, just a little bit more earnestness, a little bit more clarity, cleansing, clarity, meditation in action. And haven't even eaten yet. Just like those morning rituals, it's like clearing the way, getting a clear vessel. Yeah? Then there's more honesty in regards to what to feed the body. Yeah? So it's already so mineralized and nourished through good water, good tea, grounding, light. See, if we are not feeding our body the light, we're going to feel depleted and we're going to look for the energy in stuff. If the first thing we reach for is the phone, and we are sending those signals of blue light from the phone through our eyes, through our brain, through our nervous system, as opposed to leave the phone for a bit, get your feet on the earth, get that morning sunlight through your eyes, breathe mindfully. You're feeding the body, like you're getting your electrons balanced just by getting your feet on the earth. You're feeding your body light, which is this master switch you could think of. It's feeding your body energy, literally, which is one of the core principles of yogis. And there's been many, many yogis that are like breatharians, which is hard to believe, but they're feeding off light, breath, prana, which I know, I digress, but it's a mystery worth being compelled about. I'm compelled about it. We can tune into light, similar to how plants do, truly. So if we're not doing that and we are ungrounded, our electrons are scrambled, everything's confused, and the first thing we reach for is our phone, blue light, further causing this scrambled inflammation. If you add on top of that, a Wi-Fi modem close by, high-rise apartment, So this has been an interesting time of simplifying. Simplifying. Getting rid of these supplements that are scrambling my system, honing it into just the core few. So just some good quality, like blue-green algae, so good, so nourishing. NAC, which helps to really optimize glutathione through the body and promote autophagy. So it's a process for me. I can't give it all up at once, but I've gone from many, many, many to just the core few. And prioritizing local food, truly. Like, what is the good of this blue-green algae that's from who knows where, Portland? Yeah, some of it's from Oregon, some of it's from Hawaii, some of it's from China. Which some of that is good. It's good to get these exotic foods and supplements, but too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. It can be confusing for the body. Here I am in Perth, Western Australia, but if everything I'm feeding my body, got my acai from Brazil, got my tea from China, got my blue-green algae from Hawaii and Oregon. You look at some like fruits being flown over from the US, the body gets confused. So Joe and I have been stripping everything back. How local can we get the food that we ingest? So I know many yogis and vegans and vegetarians will be outraged, but we're no longer vegetarian, no longer vegan. But it's a big rabbit hole. I know, it's a big leap of awareness, and it's been a process for us, a real moral conundrum, but it can be done well. It can be done well. We can, and I know it gets many, many people pissed off if you drink milk, if you eat honey, if you eat meat, but it can be done wow, it really can. It can be done beautifully. Okay. So we eat meat and it's local. There are wonderful regenerative farming companies, the Naked Butcher, Dirty Clean Food. There's quite a few now. WA is great, and I'm sure wherever you are in the world, you can find great sources for local, regenerative, conscious companies that are doing it well. So the Naked Butcher, Dirty Clean Food. Oh, it's starting to rain. Yeah. Might have to wind this window up. I got the window open for a bit of fresh air. Might have to wind it up soon, but we're good for now. And then we get this raw milk from Yowling Up Organic Dairy that treat their cows so good. We've visited the farm. We've connected with the cows. They treat their cows beautifully. And they do Agnihotra on the land. That's how we actually connected, because I was looking for cow dung, and I was getting my raw milk from Peach's shop, and realized that they do Agnihotra as well. So they're yogis, they're connected with the cows, they produce the milk from the cows so honorably, with such integrity, with such respect. That's what we dig. Healthy animals, healthy food, local raw honeys, local raw milk, local meat, local seasonal fruit and vegetables. That's what feels good in the body. Organ meats, so liver that's rich, that actually the body registers, the body actually absorbs the nutrients, whereas most certainly a lot of these supplements, I was just pissing them out. Sorry, don't mind my crude language. Probably the body wasn't even registering it. The body getting all confused, scrambled, and just out. And I think that could be one of the reasons it's been such a long process of healing this eye condition. I was trying my best, taking all these eye supplements, and too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. Simplicity is huge. So another ally, so the tea, the Agnihotra, the grounding, the yoga practice, red light therapy, tuning into the sun. Also brought in another big ally, and that is Sananga, the eye drop plant medicine. Very interesting. And I've talked briefly about it in previous episodes, but I've continued the journey of administering Sananga every just a couple times a week now. I did do a 21-day focused dieta on the Sananga, don't mind me. Just had a raw milk, honey and cardamom and cinnamon concoction. Just burping it up a little bit. Yes, the Sananga, I went hard on it, deep on it, to try to crack this code of the eyes, and I really think it has helped on many, many levels, clarifying and revealing some blind spots that I had, literally, figuratively, and spiritually. These blind spots are quite interesting. And a very interesting thing that it revealed was the whole EMF thing. So I think it really has helped me dial in the supplement thing and get real and honest with that. It was a weird little subtle addiction. It's helped me take our home environment to a whole nother level, and even just because I've done the whole EMF shielding thing before, thanks to David Wolf and a lot of that crew back in the day. And then I let it kind of drift a bit in the busyness of life, or maybe it was another blind spot. I don't know. Interesting. But the EMF protection, shielding, I let it slide for a bit, and the Sananga revealed, like it gave me a tangible, visceral feeling of the toxic effects of EMFs, the non-native EMFs from our devices, so Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. So we try our best to every night turn the Wi-Fi modem off. Turn it off. Don't need it on. Turn the phone off. Either use an analog alarm clock or just turn the phone on airplane mode. But it's too much. It's too much when you combine the smartwatch with the smartphone, with the modem, that's about all we've got, but some households now, it's smart lights, smart fridge, smart bed, smart toilet, these Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and all these energies are EMFs, we're swimming in them. So wherever possible, eliminate them. We don't need them. We can be free of them. That's been huge. To not just conceptually do it, but the Sananga revealed oh, holy shit, this is important. Important. So some of these biohacking things have just become natural. Yeah, it's very interesting, very interesting. But so it revealed that, and then so really worshipping the sun and light, even on these rainy, cloudy days, there's light coming through that we can really tune into. But then, once the sun has set, really ride that circadian rhythm and prepare the body for deep rest. If we don't get deep rest, we will become depressed. I think Bianca, if you're listening to this, to that connection there, deep rest, depressed. Very similar there. So we ride that sunset. And you don't have to be able to see the horizon, just if possible, seeing that lowering sun right where it is. That lowering sun, that low-lying sun. Get that peripheral light right through your eyes, through your body, feet on the earth if possible. And then once the sun is down, I've just brought back in, again, these are technologies I let these technologies get dusty for a while there. So I have my blue light blocking glasses. I've brought them back in. For whatever reason, that was another blind spot. I've had blue light blocking glasses for a long time. Hadn't worn them in quite a while though, even with this eye condition that I've got. So the Sananga actually made me even more sensitive, but in a good way, to blue light. So from the bright white lights we turn on, and from our phones, from our computers, from smart TVs and whatnot, from the fridge. So again, not to be paranoid about it, but just aware, empowered, with full agency. If you're still with me, 29 minutes in, thank you. We're going to keep going into all of this a little deeper. If you zoned out, you've already zoned out, so I don't need to speak to you. Thanks for being with me for now. But for those of you that want to dig in deeper, for those of you that are done, and let's maybe scratch the surface and you're done, you're ready to log off, this will be it for the recording on the podcast platforms. But for those of you on Substack with me, I'm going to keep going for however much longer, and you can join me on Substack as we dig a little deeper. Okay, so for those of you just on the podcast and YouTube platforms, come and hop over to Substack. You can be a free subscriber on there and get some stuff, or you can be a paid subscriber for a small fee per month, and you will get these longer format conversations, as well as many, many practices from 30 minutes to an hour and a half to 2 hours, some of them even 3 hours. Meditation practices, yoga practices, pranayama, sound healing, lots of Dharma talks with Joe and myself, and we're regularly uploading content, and we're going to be recording more and more new, fresh content real soon. So if you're wanting to get the rest of this episode as I yap on, if you're digging it, join me on Substack, and you'll find lots of other good, juicy, valuable content on there as well. And while I'm on that tangent, just much gratitude to all the supporters and sponsors of this podcast and of our Substack. We love you all, and they're all brands that we support deeply and that we wear and have in our home and stuff like that. They're all brands that we get around. Okay.